Welcome to Miller's Monsters. I'm Mr. Beelzebub. Next to me is Count Luna. Behind me is Edgar P. the Scully. And we're going to do a movie review of Vampyros Lesbos that I picked up at the Horror Realm convention from Vinegar Syndrome. And if you don't know about them, look them up. And they have a lot of great cult movies to select from in there, and they're usually at a lot of conventions that I go to. So that is Vinegar Syndrome, and you can look them up online. Before we get started though with the review, hit the like button, ring the bell, hit the subscribe button, set yourself up so you don't miss any blood-sucking episodes, and please tell your friends to like and subscribe us. Thank you. Alright, so Vampyros Lesbos, as I said, I got from Vinegar Syndrome, and it came in this wonderful 2-disc set, and there's the front, there's the back there, and there's an interesting interview with the director, who is Jesus Franco, or Jess Franco, as they refer to him. But I'll tell you about that at the end of the review here, and please stay tuned because it's really interesting. I promise I wouldn't lie to you. Would not lie to you. 1971 this movie came out, and what it is an erotic horror. It is a retelling of Bram Stoker's Dracula, whereas the main bloodsucker in the film isn't a man by the name of Dracula, but is Dracula's better half, for how it was explained in this film. Of course, female. And this version, the love interest is Linda, and of course it's two females. So one of the, I don't know if it's the earliest depiction, well, probably not the earliest depiction of lesbianism in film, but definitely this one had lesbianism as a main theme. And we'll do this as spoiler free as possible. So a lot of the characters you can pick out from here. Obviously, Countess Nadine is Dracula, and that was played by Soledad Miranda. And unfortunately, her career was very short. She passed away shortly after this film, but Jess Franco said she had a bright future in the industry. And oh, glasses have gone awry. Okay, seem to be crooked. Can't read the screen if they're crooked. But then you had, someone that would be Van Helsing. There were a couple doctors in this film. Psychiatrists specifically. One was studying vampires and one was helping Linda. And let me tell you, if I had these doctors, I would never be here today, because they were quacks, both of them. The best question is, the one doctor says, maybe you need, his prescription is finding a better lover at one point. And of course, the other one, Van Helsing, is telling Linda how to dispose of a vampire. So the doctors, they're really not much help at all. You had a couple people that could have been Renfield. There was another lady in the psychiatric hospital where Linda was at one time that you could relate to Renfield. And then there was another person at a hotel that people stayed at before they went to the island, where our female Dracula is, and he has his own little problems, which was who Jess Franco played, and that's about all I can say about that. So all the main pieces are there, of course. Linda is our oh god, I can't think of the lady lead in Dracula now, but oh well, we'll let that go. It was in my head, now it's gone. Luna, come on, get in the picture. Thank you. Thank you. Almost forgot. Sorry. I know you people like to see Luna. She's doing well. Yep. From her near fall off the desk a week ago. So this film is quite interesting. it doesn't stray far from Bram Stoker's Dracula. The acting's okay. It's not great. It is again an erotic horror, so this isn't one for the youngsters or anything like that. This is a cult classic, and that's how I picked up on it. And you know, I love cult films. I love you know, off the beaten path films, and this was off the beaten path. But the funny thing is you know, as I'm looking through Vinegar Syndrome's selection, I'm talking to the guy, and I, you know, had heard of this title, and I'm looking at it, and he goes to me, the soundtrack on this film is fantastic. And I'm like, well, thinking to myself, well, you know what, that's great, but I don't really care much about soundtracks. You know, I know it's a cult film, and I want to try and see every cult film that I can. But let me tell you, he was right. The soundtrack on this is fantastic, and it holds the whole film together. And again, acting's not that great, story's not that great, and there's a lot of you know, visualization in this film. It's not big on gore effects or anything like that, but it's a trippy atmosphere. This whole film's a very trippy atmosphere, and from the visuals, you know, to the music itself. And let me tell you, that it's like your 60s acid trip music. I mean, it was amazing, and I really it held the movie together. You know, any one part of this movie isn't that great, but if you put it all together, it's a very serviceable and watchable erotic horror retelling of the story Bram Stoker's Dracula. And if you like cult films like I do recommend watching this one, and you can find it right now on Screambox, so you don't have to go out and buy the movie if you did. I'd like to have as many cult movies in my collection as I can. You can go out, watch it on Screambox, or go to Vinegar Syndrome, buy it from them. All right, so I told you, wow, ugh, the lipstick tastes terrible, man. Whew, I need a better brand. I was going to tell you, there was on this two disc set, and I put it down, I won't pick it up, there is a special feature with an interview with Jess Franco. And I'm going to show you a picture of Jess Franco. And during this interview, you'll see the picture any second. He's talking about how one of his acquaintances that worked with him in films was working with Star Wars. And one day he's talking to this guy, and he says, man, you know, Jess, I hope you're not mad at me. And Jess is like, what? Why should I be mad at you? You know, I have no reason to be mad at you. He goes, well, Yoda. He goes, what about Yoda? Yoda was based on Jess Franco. And in this interview, he holds a little Yoda figurine up by him. And I'll be darned, man, you could see the resemblance of this. So he takes great pride in that Yoda was fashioned after him. So I thought that was a fascinating bit of information about that movie. So I give this a 3 out of 5. Like I said, all the parts aren't great, but if you put it all together, and with that soundtrack, which by the way spawned an album in 1995 and hit the top 10 in the British area, I think you'll find it quite enjoyable if you like cult classics. So I hope you enjoyed what you watch. Ring the bell, hit the subscribe. I'm thinking about Yoda. I can't help it. Hit the like button. Set yourself up for notifications so you don't miss how Yoda was born again. And please tell your friends to follow and subscribe to us. And I thank you in advance, and I will talk to you later. Right, you Luna? That's good. Good job, Luna. Just stare at the camera. Yeah, there you go.